I'm Tony Woolen with the Shawnee Mission School District Police. My career in law enforcement has spanned about 30 years. I started in 1992 working for the city of Leawood. While I was at the city of Leawood, I worked patrol. I very early on started to work in the schools. I taught DARE, SRO for 10 years, and our chief of police at that time decided that he wanted a juvenile detective to handle cases of those crimes under 18 years of age. So I spent 11 years as a detective. Spent my last part of my career, I got promoted and was put into patrol, where I finished things up. I retired from the city of Leawood with an unbelievably fulfilling career in September of 17. And because I spent so much time working in the schools, I knew a lot of people at Shawnee Mission School District. I kept running into them even after I retired. And in November of 2017, came back to work in law enforcement as a district resource officer for your Shawnee Mission School District Police, where I've been ever since. If I was to give advice as far as getting into law enforcement in the career, right off is certainly listen to and pay attention very closely to those things that you enjoy. When I graduated from high school and then went off to college for my undergraduate, I still didn't know what I wanted to do. I spent most of my time outdoors, hunting and fishing, and spending time with my uncle. My dad was a CPA and just, he worked numbers all the time. But numbers for me just didn't give me the enthusiasm. But rather than paying attention to what I really like to do, as soon as I got out of college, I took what I thought was the right career path, numbers and business. I was only in that business world probably about 2 months, and I really didn't enjoy it. So after that, I saw that there was an opening for a local Parks and Rec department where in law enforcement, my first gig was with the Jackson County Parks and Rec, where I was a park ranger. I was doing what I loved, what I'd always wanted to do. And after 2 years there, got hired with the City of Leawood Police Department. So greatest advice, what I should have done early on and what I give to you is pay attention to what you really like to do. For those that are in high school or college to get a foot into law enforcement, many of the cities and counties, especially here in the Kansas City, Missouri metro area, have internship programs. You are placed into a competitive position to try to compete for those internships, but most of the cities have the ability, if you are chosen or selected for an internship position, you can spend a summer learning about the city or the county and riding along and getting a foot into law enforcement that way. Probably the most rewarding part of my career has been to be able to train police officers to work into the schools. During my time in the schools and still into investigations, I became involved with the National Association of School Resource Officers, where I was a regional director and worked my way up to the exec board position. In those positions, I traveled all the way from Hawaii to New York City, Florida, and trained officers to work in the school environment. So I was able to influence police officers to do their job in a skilled and professional way.